go out for you to get to the top like we on.
All right, y'all, it's your girl Tasty Keish for Society HAE. We're chilling at Africa 21 CMJ event at Dekalb Market. I'm here with Kahli Abdu. He just came off of the stage, rocked it, killed it. I listened to some of your joints, and you have the newest joint out, I'm Not a Rapper.
Yeah.
That sounds like your journey.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Myself and a friend of mine, Kid Connect, are doing a mixtape. It's called Bandits, and that song is off of that project. And like it says, I'm not a rapper. I really am a traveler. I'm a dreamer, believer, soldier, rebel. So, you know, I'm not a rapper at the end of the day. When you put it all together, you list things that I am. A rapper isn't one of them. I'm a writer, but at the end of the day, the things that rappers like to do, I don't really like doing.
How do you feel being out here with all the heavy lineup?
Yes, no doubt. I mean, it's really like I love to perform. First of all, I love performing in Brooklyn, but second of all, I love that I'm on a lineup of emerging African talents.
What kind of ingredients can make your sound?
I think when people first hear the music, they're not quite sure what it is, like categorically, but ultimately it's urban music. It's just got really heavy doses of Jamaican music, like dancehall, reggae, African music, Afrobeat, Ethiopian music, and I just sort of take that, mash it up to hip hop, soul, and sort of create, you know, my own little gumbo with it. And I've lived in a lot of those places. I lived in Jamaica, I lived in Guyana, I lived, you know, from Africa, spent time in Kenya, you know, so it's really, I'm remixing my whole life when I do this music. It sounds like me, it sounds like who I am and the life that I've lived.
This is your girl Tasty Keish for Society HAE. We are at the Africa 21 CMJ show at Dekalb Market, and we are actually inside bboxradio.com, who put the show together with societyhae.com. And I'm chilling here with Miss Nomi Superstar.
Thank you. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Well, congratulations on your Best Music Award, South African.
Yes, South African Music Award.
That's beautiful. 2011. That was for your first album that you produced.
Yeah.
How does it feel? Something that you fully produced on your own, getting like that huge accomplishment. How does that feel?
Well, I mean, I worked with a team of people. I worked with a great, in terms of a guy that the guy who makes the beats. I worked with a guy that makes really amazing beats. We went into like a partnership kind of thing, and I worked with a lot of artists in terms of like, you know, my album packaging and like my whole image and styling. So I mean, I'm a product of many people. So when we won the award, it was like, I think it was just a testament to the things that you can do when you don't care too much about how things are usually done and waiting for people to help you or give you money or try and, you know what I mean? I think I got tired of waiting and I knew I wanted to do this, so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna make it happen. So when I got that award, I was just like, yeah. I was crazy.
You also, you wrote a book.
Yes, I did.
You're pretty much, you're an activist artist. You have a lot of things going on. And tell us about the Cockroach song.
Oh, that song is just about, you know, what can happen when you don't participate. This is about participating in your democracy, because politicians are much like cockroaches, and I'll tell you why. Democracy, no matter what anybody tells you, the meaning, the definition of democracy is a government of the people, by the people, period. Nothing else. That is what democracy means. And if you want to have a democracy in your country, it means that you have to participate. I mean, I went to this Occupy Wall Street thing. Okay.
I was just going to ask you that.
I went there.
Speak on it.
That was, I'm very sorry guys, that was child's play. You guys don't know what a strike is. A strike in my country. When there's a strike, things stop. It's like, oh my, everybody knows it's a strike, you know. In New York, it was just like, it was in Wall Street, and if you were like even 3 blocks away from there, you could not know what was going on, you know. The media wasn't covering it either. There was no, you know, everything was very, you know, in my country, disorder means disorder. It means a strike, it means we're unhappy, it means things must stop, you know, and we must go back to the drawing board, and it means we have to discuss it. It doesn't mean we're protesting to show that we have the democratic right to protest. No. Yes, we must have. Exactly. We must have a democratic right to protest, but something must come of that protest. It must be fruits of labor. You know what I mean? So
what are we missing here? What is Occupy Wall Street and all the other occupies? What are we missing?
I don't think anything is missing. Look, I only looked at the one in New York, so I can only comment on the one in New York. I'm sure in other parts of the country it was a different experience. But for me, it was also a bit difficult because, you know, if we think about, you know, politics and global economic politics and global economic relations, you know, what people were complaining about there in Wall Street is something that the whole world's been complaining about for years, but it's now that people are feeling the pinch in America that now it must be a big problem. And I mean, for me, I was just like, come on, like, your problems are not even problems. Like, you're worried about not being able to make your next month's installment on your car. You know, I mean, I've dealt with people that deal with survival issues. And, you know, I'm not downsizing any of it. I've seen real poverty in America, and I think there's a lot of poverty that's hidden in this country. It's like under the carpet, you know. But I did feel like it needed to be. I think people need to really look into, you know, what has created an Occupy Wall Street, and think about the global implications of that. Because I think if even Americans that are doing this Occupy everywhere, if they could just look into a little more, they just realize that they were just a few days ago part of this problem, and now they've got to figure out a way to, you know, what do you do to change the beast, you know, when you're in the belly? You're still in the belly. You know.
I'm here with photographer Delphine Fawundu Buford. How are you?
I'm great today.
How did this exhibit come to be?
Well, I've been documenting African hip-hop and just urban music in Africa from 2008. So I have this elaborate series of photos, and when Ngozi was organizing this, she suggested that I do an installation because it went along with the art, you know, with the performances that were going on.
I see you got a lot of like candids. Was it hard to get them to, like, you know, really get in their element with them?
Not really. With photography, it's just about capturing the moment, and it's just about the relationship that you develop within that short time frame. And sometimes there's like a moment of relaxation or a moment, and you just capture it.
Aficionados, you have been rocking with Society HAE for a long time.
Yes, very long time. Many moons. Many moons.
How you feel about participating in tonight's show, Africa 21? You pump a lot of different kind of music. So what is so special about tonight?
Well, tonight is special because it's the first of many showcases for Africa 21. I think the concept is dope. That's why I jumped on board, featuring artists from the continent and the material that they have, which is substance on top of just good music, is important for people to have because we don't know that much about it. I'm just speaking generally for people here in the States. So it becomes, you know, a kind of like a gift, you know? And I think it's important that people get familiar with new things and different sounds and not fall into the stereotype of thinking that Africa music is all about Fela and Afrobeat.
You go where it takes